Hey everybody, what's up? I don't know if anybody's come on here and mentioned this, but you might all recall when IDW Comics got the rights to Sonic, that basically one of the head people in charge of that happening and basically in charge of listening to what the fans had to say was Chris Ryall. Well, apparently something happened between then and I guess this past year or whenever, and Chris Ryall ended up going on to the outside, ended up being on the outside looking in. Well, recently, Chris was brought back to IDW, and now he's in charge of the whole shebang. He's basically the president and vice something or whatever. He's basically one of the head guys, if not the head guy in charge. Now, the reason I bring this up is because one of the things that we have noticed lately with the IDW Sonic comic, as much as some of us may not like to admit it, is the fact that there are certain characters missing. There are certain characters missing, even though we've been told on occasions that the door is open for them to show up at any time. We have not seen that yet, and the comic is now about, a year old, I believe? Or at least a little over a year old. I can't remember. I can't even recall. But yeah, it's based. No, I don't even think it's a. Is it a year? Let me check something. Let me check something, folks. If you hear anything in the background, I do apologize. I want to check something out here for a second. Eleven, 10. Well, it's been around for about 11 issues, so almost for about a year, I'm guessing. I'm trying to see when the first issue came out. The first issue was 8 months ago, according to Mega Beatman's YouTube page. So it's been about almost a year. Yeah. Almost been a year, or 9 months. Well, a year's worth, I should say. Because, remember, when the comic first started, they took the first 4 issues and said, hey, we're going to put them all out at the same time, within the span of 1 month. So, yeah. Basically, we're already up to issue 12 almost. And it's now been a year since it's released, although it feels like it. But the reason, again, like I said, I bring up Chris Ryall's name is because he was one of the guys, like I said, that was listening to fans' feedback when it came to the Freedom Fighters, and more or less was on the side of saying, yeah, these characters will probably, hopefully, show up in the future, we just don't know when. But then lately, word has been coming out that other sources close to the situation, like close to Ian Flynn and the other people in charge, have said that that's less than likely to happen. Well, I'm guessing now that Chris Ryall is back in charge, and especially he's the head guy around here now at IDW, or at least one of them. I think as fans, if we kind of let him know that we want these characters to show up and that he needs to pass down word to Ian Flynn in that, yeah, you need to bring these characters back pronto, I think we got a good chance of seeing that happen. Here's why. Apparently, the comic book sales have been kind of wavering up and down. I mean, they went up, apparently, of course, when the comic first started, but it's kind of been like a up and down slope ever since then for the IDW Sonic comic, to the point that recently, and I didn't even think this was possible, the way they had hyped having the Sonic franchise under the roof, they ended up having to delay, at least for about a month, 1 issue. Now, we've gotten on, of course, Archie Comics about doing that constantly at times, especially in the later years, or latter years. But IDW did it right, not even a year in. So, here's the question. With Chris Ryall back as the top guy, one of the top guys at IDW Comics, And he, of course, was one of the big supporters of Sonic, bringing it over and, like I said, listening to fan feedback. Does this mean there's a chance that the Freedom Fighters might show up? I'm more or less kind of hoping that means they will. I mean, you got the 2019 film coming out, and you're gonna want to promote the heck out of the Sonic franchise, anything tied to the Sonic name, if you will. You're gonna want to associate anything that's been part of Sonic's history with your current run of the comic. So I have no doubt that come 2019, we're gonna probably get some idea of where the Freedom Fighters are gonna show up. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I think the way they're gonna set it up in next year is they're gonna probably have them in silhouettes. Like, okay, here's this character. Here's a silhouette of Bunny Rabbit. Here's a silhouette of Rotor. Here's a silhouette of Sally. And you'll know that it's done by the silhouettes, and then we'll probably get them meeting up with Sonic down the line. I can't really say any more than I think that, you know, him showing. I look at it this way. Chris, I'm just gonna say it like this because I'm a little tired. Just like I gotta get ready to lie down, you know, get up for work tomorrow. But I will say this: I think Chris Ryall coming back, and now coming back as the president, one of the head honchos, if not the head honcho at IDW, is a good thing, and it can only lead to good things, especially if you're a fan of the Sonic comic and you want to see it improve and be this alternative for Sonic for you to enjoy the Sonic franchise. So I think there's no doubt that with Chris Ryall back, that we have a better chance of seeing the Freedom Fighters show up within the span of next year. Especially, like I said, if you're IDW and you're Chris Ryall, you're gonna want to have anything associated with Sonic to be part of your comic in some capacity or form, and that includes the Freedom Fighters. So that's really all I'm gonna say on it, guys. Let me know what you all think down below about Chris Ryall, and I'll talk to you all later. God bless. Take care. In other words, tell me what you think about him returning as the head of IDW, and I'll talk to you all later.